Hi, and welcome to another episode of Life Lessons in Bon Jovi songs. And we're doing it in chronological order. So the idea is that I start with the oldest outtakes, so from the very first two albums, and then move up. But uh, and I have collected all these songs that we're going to do in a special playlist. It's called like Rolling List of Bon Jovi Outtakes or something. And rolling list means that I can just add songs when I find them. And I found one from the previous album, so the Fahrenheit album from 1985, when we're already now doing outtakes from 1986. So I'm just gonna kind of like skip forward to the end of this video. The next video will be going back into the list or back up into the list to a 90 seconds of a demo song that was recorded for the Fahrenheit album from 1985 and that I just recently found. So it's called uh, Too Fast to Live, Too Young to Die. Ooh, it sounds like really very kind of like 80s drama thing. I think it's a very intriguing title. Um, so that will be up next. And right now, I already said it, we're in 1986, and that's the year that they released their super big album, Slippery When Wet. So in 1986, if you were a song in 1986, you had three chances of ending up on any of the albums or collections that I have talked about here. Your first, your your end game as a song in 1986 would of course be to end up on, to be one of the songs that was picked for the album Slippery When Wet. Um, we're now currently doing outtakes, so obviously the song we're doing today, which is Game of the Heart, is not on this one because otherwise it would not be an outtake, it would be a regular song. Then you had another chance in 2004 when when they came with this box set that has 4 audio CDs on it. The Japanese version has 5, but normal people edition has four audio ones. Um, and those, it has a lot of like cover songs and outtakes and just rare songs in general. Yeah, so this would have been your second shot if you had like almost 2 decades of patience. And you had another chance of ending up on this one. Um, and if that was not the case, then there is it means you were just left out of the official material. Um, but in the previous video, in this series, I talked about like a bootleg collection, and it was called "We Are Not Unused." So that would have been your third. Like that would have been a great bootleg to end up on as an unused Bon Jovi and Bon Jovi song. And the we're actually also going to do songs that didn't even end up there. So those are like really very very rare. But Game of the Heart is on that absolutely great illegal bootleg collection. We Are Not Unused. I will give you the link again this time with this video. I discussed that bootleg in length the previous time, so I'm not going to do that. So, Game of the Heart was not on the official album. It was not released 20 years later on the box set, but it was released in probably halfway the 90s in this bootleg We Are Not Unused. So that's Game of the Heart. And I started listening to it and I really loved this song. And But the work was going, it was going like very like tough and like it didn't really sing. But I did discover two YouTube accounts who have paid attention, who have created something for this song. And one of them is the channel Fighter BJ, who has created like a compilation of two songs. So it has like this song, Game of the Heart, together with an alternative version of Social Disease. Social Disease did end up on this album, but it's a version that has slightly different lyrics, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I like that one better. I have no idea why. Probably doesn't have anything to do with the lyrics. Anyway, that's one of the YouTube videos that I found from someone who, just like me, really loves the song Fighter BJ and like created something special for it. So I added that to the rolling list as well. And I found a guitar cover by Jesper, which is really great because so what Jesper does is he plays the song on the background. So he plays Game of the Heart on the background, and then he plays the guitar. And especially because the audio quality of the song, because it's a demo, is not ideal. Um, uh, it really brings out the guitar. It really brings out the song to have Jasper play it. So I also added the version of Jasper to the rolling playlist, and you can find both videos below in the description box as well. So there I was like really working hard trying to find information on this song. And I was very happy to see that Jesper and Fighter BJ had, contributed and had, made some little notes about what they thought about the song in their description box. But overall, it was really heavy. And like I said, it was really singing. And then but I liked this song. But still, I wasn't singing. It wasn't singing to me. Not really. With and then I found the lyrics, and so I played the song again while reading the lyrics, and I was like, oh my god, this is like my favorite subject. So I'm going to take you I have I don't know if I have a life lesson, but I have like an opportunity to talk about something that I find really interesting and really fun to talk about. So let's see if it also brings up a life lesson. So the lyrics are about there's I should have had like little dolls to play with, but there's John. He's the highlighter. There's John, and I have a stress ball here that is the female character, the fictional female character. Okay, wait. Okay, so this is the fun. This is the girl. So the the song is about the John is singing, so it's from his point of view. The song is about John singing about this girl who is interested in him, but he can sense that she is kind of scared and holding back from like revealing her feelings and really really connecting to him. It's like she likes him, but at the same time he's like, I don't really want to get into this. This feels way too vulnerable. So he's singing about that, but he's also singing like there's one key sentence in this song that kind of like reveals how deep this really goes. It's, you know that I know you're mine. So he has such a deep understanding of where she's at that he even knows that he doesn't have to say that he knows what she's up to because she already knows. Wow. Now, I don't know if you have heard me kind of like complain on Edge of a Broken Heart. Like this, that was kind of like a, I don't know, it was a little bit sour. I mean, I wanted to be positive, but I just couldn't because I just really didn't like the lyrics. And I also didn't like it, the song musically. But, you know, that is just, I could get I could kind of like forgive myself that. It's just a matter of taste. But I was I was negative about the lyrics because from where I was standing, they were like, I don't know, it like it doesn't really feel right. I really didn't like saying that. But with this one, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I like to talk about. Okay, so what's happening here is that this is a song about two people who are connected at a level that is not, it's not body language, it's not the spoken word, it's not, don't have any communication that like the world can recognize or the world can um you know, that we don't have a language for it, we don't even recognize it, and yet it's there. And if you have ever felt this type of chemistry going on where you have like so much unsaid and yet you're very certain about what you feel, that is just so, that is absolutely, you know, that's really really great. So the life lesson here is I don't know what the life lesson is, but it's kind of like, I think the life lesson would be trust your gut. Trust that if you have to wonder if someone is attracted to you, then they're not. Because if they were, you would feel it. And it's like there's this word in English. I think it's unrequited when something is not answered. And I'm like, I have I have a lot of issues with that term because I'm like, how can something be unrequited? Like, I really believe that there is no such thing. That if you're a, well, maybe there is for other people, but if you're like a sensitive, a sensitive person who communicates with other layers than speaking, other layers than eye contact, other layers than physical body language, but like on a very deep level, then there is an understanding of what the other person feels. There can there cannot be any doubt. So if you're in doubt, then it means that you're not speaking to each other on the deepest levels. Because if you're speaking on those levels, you are going to write songs like these. Like, you know, I know. That's talking to each other on the deepest levels. And then there cannot be unrequited love. There is only connection. There's an unspoken connection. And you can call that being in love, you can call that fate, you can call it like, no, it's not something that I want to act on. Like, you can call it anything you want, but it's already there. So it doesn't really, the fact that you are talking to each other on that level where there are no words, and you can write something like, you know, I know, then it means that it can no longer be denied. You can choose to act on it, you can choose to not act on it, you can choose to deny it, you can do anything you want, but you cannot undo it. It's already there. So that's kind of like, yeah, that's the life lessons that I the life lesson that I would want to give this song is if it's real, if there is a real connection, then it's never unrequited, because there cannot be a real connection without did I say unrequited? I don't know what the words is. I hope, but it means like that it's not mutual. So let's just use the word mutual. So the life lesson is if you're connecting with each other on the deepest layer, let's say the deepest spiritual layer, and this doesn't have, like, it can be via email, it can be any sort of messaging, um, it can even be without any conversation. You pick something up, and what you pick up is intangible and you can't really pinpoint it, but then it's always mutual. So if you ever find yourself wondering, is that person, do they have the same feeling for me as I think I do for them, then you're not living that connection at the deepest level. Because if you were at that deepest level, there was a connection that did not abide by those types of rules, that was undeniable. Like, if it can still be denied, then it's not there. You know? In a way, if you still care, like, oh, I wonder, I still really want to know if the other, oh no, stop. That means that you're coming at it from a layer that is not connected to them, but mostly, oh my God, it's a great life lesson. It's not connected to you. You are not connected to the deepest layers of you. So you're at thinking level about what is this that we have. When as if you were deeper connected to yourself, then you would be writing songs like this. You know, I know. Okay, so go listen to this song, Game of the Heart, and the next one, we're going back in time, 1 year back in time to the previous Bon Jovi album, Too Fast to Live, Too Young to Die. See you there. Bye.